Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, owls and pigeons, and whoever is watching. Tonight, on this holiday special edition Christmas thingy, we are going now to tackle the second most requested thing, and also most, let's say, controversial stuff due to people think I have made a T45 and I'm doing a T50. So anyway, now we're gonna make the T51 here. Let's get started. So we're going to start here by peeling off the helmet thing we did last episode on the New Vegas Veteran Ranger helmet. And now we're going to take this bucket. This is a bucket with chloride things for your pool. Anyway, it was a little bit small because I didn't find a good bucket for this, which I did after I stopped looking, of course. Anyways, now we're going to cut off the things here that we don't really need, so we can do a little bit of a rounded scalp here. This takes overnight to dry, by the way. Check last episode of my videos if you didn't see that. Anyways, now we're gonna measure here and put on a little bit of a spacing part in there. This I'm just doing this on this one because it kind of looks like my horrible brother or something, the left side of it. But anyway, let's now. I should have put it in the back instead. But you know, I screw up, and so will you possibly also do. Anyway, so I think the good it would do it with the bucket fingers I did on a T45. So you see, I'm having it like there. You can also glue these things, and now I have done a little bit more, measurements. So I have to cut away a little bit more of these, but don't worry about it because it's fabric, so it's very easy to cut in fabric and glue. It's like papier-mâché, but a little bit more fancy. Anyway, so now I'm going to draw out the basic line for on its face there, and now we're going to make templates for this, which I take, you see, I have this paper, and I'm just going to draw it on a line, and I fold it together to mirroring the things, so they will be kind of symmetric. Anyway, so you see, like that. And now we are going to do the little mouth part here, which I just have cut out, the mouth thing there, the size of it. And now we're going to shape this with this dense styrofoam, which is green and used for floors. You can this is also blue and pink and so on. And, well, if you buy this, it's incredibly useful and it's a bit expensive. But usually someone has some leftovers, which you can have. And you see, I have different kind of lids to use for the breeding part thing, and now we're going to sand these things down with a fine sandpaper because I didn't use fine enough, but it will be like 100 will be fantastic to use for that. So you see, now we are going to put that thing in, and we're going to cut along the line of it and also cut in like a little bit inside it, so we will create a little bit of a trench so we can glue it back in, and it will be tight and secure when it's glued on there. And then we're just gonna peel the things up from that little trench with the knife, and it will be very fantastic. So you see, now I have these lids that looks kind of like it, and I have drilled a hole in them and put in this hose. Now I have actually found a hose that kind of looks like the one they have in Fallout. I find it at one of my relatives' house. He did not know what the hell it was. But anyway, it looks nice. And now you see, I'm going to cut off a little bit of this, because that is also going to be trenched down like that. But we have a little bit of a trenching tool here. You see, the big hole drill thingy. And just do this very carefully, and it will look very nice if you have if it has the same shape. So now that will be nice and secure when we glue it. You see, just push that in with some glue on, no problem without it. So you see, I'm pulling out and just take my glue gun off screen a bit. But sorry for this, because something is very hard to show here. So now I just put a little bit of a down there because it wasn't really good. And then this happened.
Maybe it's time to change it now, after all these years of service.
Yeah, so you see, my chair broke, and it's kind of old and terrible. Anyway, this has been on, this chair is like made almost 30 years old at this point. I guess it's, or 25, whatever, math, fuck it. Anyway, so you see, we're going to keep on cutting out from the template here, and I'm keeping the between the eyes there, so it will be a little bit more sturdy, doesn't mess up. And when I'm drawing this to the foam, and you see, it will be like that. We have a very sharp knife here to carve out this eye, so it doesn't look terrible. But anyway, this is Fallout, so if you mess something up, make it look like battle damaged or rusted or something. It's a very, very good thing with post-apocalyptic stuff. They are usually not very clean and nice. So, you see, we have cut that out. Not all of the detailed part, because we are going to do them later on, and I'm just going to draw here so it will be easier to see where I'm going to glue this thing on. You see, like that. Now we have glued it. And now we're going to cut off the little ledge here in the bucket thing. Anyway, do this in sections, because it's very, very good to keep this, because it holds the shape of the helmet a little bit better. And when you remove it, it will disshape a little bit, but it will look kind of good now when you have something to work off from. Anyway, so you see, I have just put it on there, and now we're going to make the little holes in the head here. This is actually a part when I looked at other people's making this helmet that they usually don't make this part for some reason. I don't know if it's left, or you see, it's the side holes things there. Now we're gonna do the central thing here. We're just taking a 55 centimeter long strip there that will match up like that and go around into the back. And now we're gonna cut out some holes in the vent there. By the way, there is different versions for every game of the T51, because they take some liberty and change the design for some reason. Damn you, Bethesda, for taking artistic liberties with your products that you now own. Anyway, so now we're going to take this little middle thing of the plastic cardboard, which is filled with holes. You can also drill holes on it. Now we're going to take these bends and put in some little extra small pipe inside it, so it will glue on later on, because they are going to be under the ice here in some kind of tear canal advanced cooling system thing going on, maybe, I don't know. Anyway, so we're just gonna drill a good sized hole and then put it inside there. We're going to glue that later on when we're going to do the final assembly. Anyway, so now we're gonna cut off the little side holes of the, I will call them the little eyebrows. So you see, you just take and cut it off, and now you're going to cut away the little plastic and so on, but I did that off screen, I think. Anyway, so just I'm gonna do these things in a little bit of sporadic order, so I now go drilling with the big hole drill, a big hole in the central mouth thingy. Anyway, so now we're gonna do the ears, because why not? I have these lids for coffee cups. I live very fucking far away from the nearest place that actually sell these things, but I managed to find them, and they were good, because they didn't have some bullshit in the middle. So now we're going to take, this is pipe plugs for use for bigger plastic pipes. And now we're gonna put that inside. We actually need to cut a little bit more out of it, but it will be fantastic, you see, like that. This isn't exactly how it is, but it looks almost like it, because they have some rounded, bent up shaped angling thing going on. Anyway, so now you see, now we're going to do the eyebrows hole with a knife, and I have done that. So now let's put some foam on the back side and draw, so we know how to glue them back on. And now we're just going to mark all the little vents things, because on the T51 it's a lot of vents going on, like the side and the neck. And someone is calling me on Facebook. Stop it! I'm recording audio here. Anyway, so now when we have done that, and forget about Facebook, we are going to cut between the little holes I did with a hole puncher, because that's a very easy way to make holes with a hole puncher. Thank you for inventing this, person who did this very long time ago. We never appreciated these inventors enough. Anyway, so now we're going to put some little screws here to make some detailed screws there, because a little bit of collection of small screws from some electrics I have stripped. And now you see when it's glowed back. It looks fantastic. And now we're going to make a hole for the ear, for hearing, or something. Don't do this to real people. I think they will not appreciate it if you put a big drill into their head. So now you see we are going to put that in and glue it back on, and now we're going to make the little side vents here, which I've done a little bit of. I'm gonna do this on one side on this helmet, because the other side, it's an ashamed thing we don't need to think about. But don't worry about it. Only you and I will know this, who are watching, and possibly hundreds of thousands of other people, if hundreds of thousands of people have nothing better to do than watch this video. Anyway, so now we're going to take this pipe, little plastic pipe here, and just twist it and pull it. And you will make a bigger hole from it, yay! And then we take some knife and cut between it, and it looks fantastic. Now I have put on the hoses to the face there, and connected them in the back, almost. But now we are going to make the light in the forehead, and we are going to cut it with a little angle, and the yellow thing there is kind of a like vending machine ball from Japan! I'm sure you have something other that is bent and yellow, like a soda bottle or something. Anyway, so now we are going to cut that and put a little other pipe inside it. And now, yeah, first we're going to drill so the little other pipe will attach to it. Also, if you do this to people, it will be a medical practice that has been outlawed for a long time. At least in Sweden. If you watch this in another country where it actually is still okay to drill in people's head, please let me know, because it's good to know these things. Anyway, so we're gonna take a smaller pipe there and put it inside there, and now we have the yellow thing there. I could connect a light to this at the point, but first we're going to do the side thing here, where we're gonna take these little perfume things, I think, and cut off a little side and put it inside it, so we have a little bit of a lens going on. I don't know what this part is, but it looks kind of good. Otherwise, you can take some lids that looks almost the same. And now we're going to take some metal wires and make the little attachment points, because they clearly have things that works outside of the head, which they never explain. But anyway, there's a lot of things that they don't explain in Fallout. So now we have just put in that inside there, and also the little bit of a pink under thing there, and you see that thing is a chewing gum box, and it has a lid. And now we're going to use that lid to put it there, to cut out for the filtration thing central on the front of the head. Anyway, now here we have pipe insulation, which is a very interesting material for isolating pipes with. You should, as you see, I do other stuff with. You see, we could cut it like that, and to extend it a bit, I have cut it like that. And now we're going to do some little angles here, and bend it, and then glue it around, so it will wrap around the back of the head to connect the hoses. You see, like that. I also cut away the other things, and I am chewing on something, apparently. Anyway, so now when we have done that, we are going to glue it like that. You see, I'm just cutting it and bending it. So now we're going to take some copper here. You can also take a glue, the hot glue stick, and heat it up and bend it. So we will have this little... I don't really know what they're for either, but I guess they are to hang up the helmet on something, because they don't really remove it from your face. Anyway, stop thinking about the logic of Fallout here, because that will never make sense, even if they try to make it sense something. Anyway, I should stop talking about that and drill holes into your face and put it there, and then realize that they are too long, so I had to cut them off. Anyways, now we're going to cut off the things that will make you see out of this helmet. Just doing it with a knife here. If it is a bucket or a flower pot, it will work fantastic. And now we are going to paint the whole thing black. Then the nose breather mouth thingy doesn't like spray paint, so I can't spray paint that. That's why I'm doing it with. But don't worry about that. You see, now it has dried up, which it wasn't completely dried up. But anyway, we are going to smear on some grey paint here. And also when it comes to this kind of worn look, you can do a lot of liberties with having rust and stuff like that. But I'm going to make this grey, because I could spend a lot more time on this, but I have to punch out like a video a week, so this was made in like maybe 3 evenings. So now you see we are going to paint this whole thing here with some metal things where they think that they could be, you know, worn off paint or just paint in general. And now we're gonna paint rust on it wherever we feel like, or where we have cocked up. So there we go. And now we're going to mix up some much browner paint and fill in inside it. You can also put a lot of... I have some other rust things I have done on other builds. If you look up my other builds, you will find how I do the rust and everything. I could make a whole episode just on rust, but I think that would be kind of uninteresting as a whole episode about rust. But you see, now we also have some black paint to fill in some cracks and stuff like that. And now we will start to like final assembly of this thing. And now they are like having some they bent down and upwards again thingy. You see what I mean? Something like that. And now we're just going to take some straps and to hold them in place there, because well, that's what it kind of looked like. Now we're going to take some tuning plastic for your car, which you can buy in car stores and stuff like that. And it's a bit of a... It's 2 layers and it will stick on like that, so we just have to put on some clear plastic. I think this was a package from a keyboard or something. And glue it inside from it. And now we have that finished, and it looks marvelous. And I hope this was informative and you liked it. So, see you in the next video, and hope to subscribe if you want to see more of these things. Bye. Bye. Bye.